What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Diet Sauce Monday podcast. Again, I just want to share a little secret on one of Wintergreen's products. This little pocket of dynamite, the magnesium body gel, has honestly come with me on every single run I've done. It came with me in the London Marathon. It came with me at the Ultra X in Scotland. And now it comes with me every long run, any training that I'm doing leading up to my Ultra in Monte Rosa. It's perfect for when you're mid-run and your legs are feeling a little crampy. You literally take it, you spray it on your legs, direct to where the issue is, the quads, the calves, the hamstrings. I struggle with these big, juicy calves with a bit of cramp. And I spray this on and it automatically fixes the cramp. The magnesium sinks into the muscles and sort of frees your legs up for the rest of the run. So it's something I would always have on hand now in my backpack, in my Ultra pack. In the back, it's small, so it's efficient to carry and it's pretty light, and it really makes such a big difference on your leg. Check them out. Links are in the description. Let's hit the next episode.
Welcome to the Dice of Monday podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
It's so amazing to have you here.
Yeah.
I can't believe after all these years since Aurora's, been speaking so highly about you in the past. So I'm super excited to have you. I want to set the tone.
Okay.
And I think this little quote that you mentioned on your page before
Okay.
that you got from an interview hit me really hard when I was doing my work. And so I want to set the tone for the listeners. This generation will be the first to die with more memories of other people's lives than of their own.
Yeah. Isn't that terrifying?
Just like sit in that a little bit. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I think about my day that I had today, I was looking a lot at other people's lives.
Yeah. And it's not the same. Consuming other people's lives is not the same as living your own.
Yeah.
And I think we get so mixed up with that because you've seen so many people go to the gym today. You've seen so many people do things that kind of like in your brain, it doesn't tell the difference between like, I've done this thing versus I've just watched it happen so many times. Like, like sometimes you have a thought and you're like, did I dream that or did I actually do that? And it's like that same thing. It's like, oh no, I actually haven't been outside or spoken to my friends or moved my body today. I've just watched it over and over.
So you kind of think you have a little bit and then you kind of move on.
Yes. And also your body, even though your mind might think you have, you're not actually happy because you haven't. You haven't got those thing. Yeah, you haven't had the endorphins. You've had the cheap dopamine hit for that like hot second, but it's not lasting because it's not actually something you've gone through.
But it has to be a bit of an addiction because the way I'm picking up my phone at the moment.
You know what is actually such a great tip that I've started doing is one, you need to look at your screen time and look up the amount of times you pick up your phone.
Yeah.
So you can go further into like screen time and then also phone pickups.
Yeah.
And how many like you average an hour. It actually.
Shall we look?
It's absolutely an addiction.
Where can I look at that? Like
you go into screen time.
Right.
And then.
Which is 7 hours already today. Yeah.
Just on your phone.
Yeah. But in my defense, I am grinding on Dice House Monday.
Okay.
I have to make reels. I have to like
but
remake reels.
We do this on our laptop.
No, I do it on my phone.
Also big.
So like CapCut on my phone.
CapCut on the laptop.
Right.
Because then you don't have that urge to go onto TikTok or onto Instagram at the same time. It's
Which
like,
I do. I like bounce between all of them.
Because your brain is like not even wired anymore. You go on your phone and it's like that that meme where your like mate falls over and you're trying to call an ambulance, but then you found yourself scrolling TikTok. Have you seen that meme?
No,
and it's like,
no.
oh, sorry. And the person's still on the floor, like you need to call the ambulance, but your brain immediately takes you to one of the social media apps.
100%. So I've started to move the apps around my phone so that I don't go to the...
And that works once, and then your brain catches up.
Yeah.
And then even though I've like put it into its own little widget, it's as easy as if it was on my main page.
But this is the problem I'm having personally, and I love how we're strolling into the conversation, really. But I'm stuck doing that, but I feel like I need to put in the work to get Dice Sauce Monday further, and it's all Instagram. So I want to make this podcast a big podcast, but there's no other way to market it other than social media.
And that is so fair. But I think if we got the stats on what we were doing on Instagram, which was like, I know that, and for myself, like sometimes you want to look at what everyone else is doing, get some inspo, see what, like what's the current culture online. And that's also fair. But for the most part, you're doing that for like 5 minutes. And then the rest is like,
you've zoned out.
Where's that time gone? And you have to be so aggressive with your social media intake, with your screen time, I've learned. And you have to be so aggressive with it because you're up against like the most high paid psychologists in the world who are working with these companies so that you have no chance of breaking this. You have no chance of getting off your phone, no matter if you you have a brick or you have your Instagram in a hidden widget with like a
Yeah.
passcode that, your partner has, like
Yeah.
all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You're never going to win unless you're fully as aggressive with it as they are with you. You've got to put in like crazy boundaries with it because, yeah, you are going onto Instagram for work purposes and that's totally valid. But I think we allow ourselves that and then we get on and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm on For You page and I've been scrolling for, I don't know, it's dark outside.
And it is an addiction because as soon as my partner calls me out, I get defensive.
Yeah, it's so icky. Like we all need to be embarrassed about our screen time. Like I think
Well, you
we're
weren't
not
happy with my 7 hours.
we're not embarrassed enough about it, And I have mates that are on like 8 hours a day, and I'm like, we all need to be terrified at that. The quote that you mentioned was from the founder of one of the, the analog-ish tech where you log off. You use the physical thing to put your phone in. I think there's a phone in a box.
Right.
So it locks it for those hours of the day. And their kids were saying, you're so happy when the phone's in the box. Like, can we get the phone box out type thing?
I agree though, because when there's absolutely no access, like almost when I'm in my 9 to 5 business meetings and I can't look at my phone, I actually am happy.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's totally a defensive thing as well because you just think higher of yourself than to be able to be sucked in as easily as we are.
100%.
Like you look at teenagers and you look at people on the bus and you want to feel like superior to them, that it's like they can't control themselves and they just want to scroll and like be mindless. But you aren't. A lot of us aren't.
The only thing I'll say that I'm quite happy that we were the older generation is I can spot the cuck and put it to the side quite quickly.
Yeah.
That's the only sort of positive, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you now on the back of all of that, what is the purpose of your page and what is the purpose and passion that you're delivering at the moment?
So like every few months I have to like sit down with a journal and be like, what is Ordinary Em? Who is she to people? What is the page? Like, what do I really want to do? Because since I've started the page, which was like last November, November 2024, there's been like ups and downs where for a period I was like, oh, let me lean into running because fitness creators get paid more. Their job to me seemed a bit like easier because I could just go for the runs. I'm already going on blah, blah, blah. And multiple times I would like shift to try and like just hop on whatever was working. And I'd lean away from what I started with, which was all about de-influencing, because I started talking about sustainability and my issue with influencers. And then I got a following and I became an influencer and I was around influencers and I was like, oh, I can't really say that now. Like I was scared to be seen as like a mean girl, even though to my core, I'm a girl's girl. And that's why I care about the people who make the clothes, the people who pick up our clothes on West Africa coast, you know, all of that stuff. But I was surrounded by these girls and I was like, oh, I can't like critique them now. Like the people pleaser in me was dying. So I left the de-influencing for a bit. And then I just always find myself coming back to it when I see people doing hauls and I see people giving running advice, which is just purely on like look good, run good and things like that. And just the overconsumption that is happening on social media at the moment just drives me insane.
Yeah.
And I've always come back to it. So at the moment, my bio is your local de-influencer. And that's what I want to be. I want to be a good influence. And I also do want to de-influence because I'm in the world and I've seen it firsthand where people are lying about the products they are advertising. They don't like that drink. They don't drink those smoothies. They don't use that app type things.
I think it's got to come down to like passion. So what I'm finding in the space, and for me personally, is like this is a passion.
Yeah.
And everything driven online is coming truly from like my soul.
Yeah.
But I do kind of see the problem because I do want someone to kind of fund it.
Yeah.
So I reach out to brands. And sometimes I reach out to a brand that maybe I wouldn't use.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that it's a bad brand.
Yeah. And this is something I've had to grapple with. And there's a thing, what has helped me understand it in terms of like making money off of this page. How can I do it ethically? How can I still be a good influence and also survive and make money and pay the bills? Because everyone does deserve financial stability, financial independence, like absolutely. But to what end is a whole different conversation. And there's a difference for me between like being a billboard I've grown my following. You can pay me money for me to be like, hey guys, this is a water bottle. That's all it is. You've paid me to get in front of my audience. I'm basically a billboard. There you go. Here's a water bottle.
Yeah.
Am I saying this water bottle is going to change your life? Am I saying it's an investment? Am I telling people a product that I got for free is worth their hard-earned money when I'm completely detached from the way they live? Like, that's a completely different thing. And then that's where I'm like, because you can tell brands no, and you can also say, I'll work with you, but I won't say that. And you
Yeah.
can manage the scripts.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bigger you are or the more social currency you have, you can then, move around that a bit more and like change your deliverables. But I've said no to stuff, and I've often changed stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to say those words because that's lying and also a bit manipulative for the people who have trusted you and pressed follow.
You got to keep that trust.
Yeah.
Because I'm lucky enough to have worked with brands that I would still use today.
Yeah.
Prime Self, SAP, Wintergreen, who have been amazing. And we'll get onto that later. But I haven't come across that moment where I'm like, that's not me. But I'm still early in my journey.
Yeah.
So I feel like
There'll be an AR company come around soon enough.
And
you'll
I'm
be
not
like,
an influencer or like a content creator. I'm a podcaster. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. But it is interesting. And I think, like I was saying earlier, I can quickly spot when it's someone that's just pretty or good looking, and he's good with a camera, and he's running with his shirt off, and he's using a hair product in his running videos for the shower before, and be like, neg.
Yeah.
But then someone who really is motivating, and I listened to your discussion on her discussion.
Yeah.
And you were talking about like the week in the life videos.
Yes.
And like, why are we so obsessed with other people's lives instead of living our own?
Yeah.
But I do like some of them, because imagine getting eyes into like a professional athlete's life.
Yeah.
Like, we never had that before.
This is true. And it reminds me of someone famous was throwing a fit because he was scrolling Instagram and he saw the top of Mount Everest. And he was like, I should not know what it looks like at the top of Mount Everest.
I've seen
you know?
Yeah.
And there's that side of
I've
it
seen
where it's
that.
like, oh my God, yeah, like I shouldn't know what the top of Mount Everest looks like because I haven't fucking climbed it. Like, there's that. But there is also the whole part of like, we have an opportunity to see things we've never seen before and be inspired by them, which I think is the difference.
Yeah.
But inspiration makes you act. And I think a lot of the time people are like, oh, I'm following this person or these people and watching these day in the life, what I eat in a day, weekly vlogs, because it inspires me. Does it inspire you if you don't act at all on these things? Do you watch it and go, could do an Ironman, could run a marathon, could change my life, could read more, but then you don't.
So then what are they liking about the video?
I think it's just, there's a theory I have on like social media now is almost like and this is so rogue, but I'll probably write like a dissertation on it one day, but like almost like a version of like self-harm,
right?
Like a self-hatred. You want to see all the things that you aren't, which I think can be really unhealthy sometimes. Like, we follow all these people we know we'll never look like.
Yeah.
There's a level of aspiration sometimes, but then it's like we even follow people we know we'll never ever be able to become, like, for whatever reason. Like, people, there's like multi-millionaire people.
Yeah, like Ryan Gosling.
Like Ryan Gosling, or there's like a TikToker like Becca Bloom or something like that. And she just eats she feeds her cat caviar and like extortionate money. And I don't think she really does much besides show her rich life online. And people just gobble it up like a kink. Literally, like, we are all voyeurs. We want to watch people live the lives we won't. And sometimes I think it verges on unhealthy, where it's like you're just constantly telling yourself, like, because you're not acting, they're not really inspiring you, and you just like to feel shit about yourself, and it's an easy way to do it.
Well, they even get more excited when something bad happens to them.
Yeah.
And like electrifies their following even more.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think the obsession we have with other people's lives is crazy and really unhealthy. And the way I see it as well, being in this space, is when people are doing that on purpose, because you obviously need people to watch your stuff.
Yeah.
You want people to be invested. But then that's where it gets blurry, because like, what are you going to do in order for people to keep watching you, to stay invested in your life? What will you say in order for that to happen?
Well, this is perfect, because I'm like right there.
Okay.
I'm trying to grow this podcast, and I know there have definitely been moments in my head where I say, if I had a six-pack and a nice bike and all the fancy running clothes, which I don't because it doesn't really bother
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
what I look like on my runs.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in front of the camera more, I'm like, will that help my podcast grow?
Yeah. Or will you just look like everyone else on the app? And maybe just being exactly who you are is what will set you apart. And I think of all the people, like I did a quite a controversial post on like our runfluencers ruining running. And I was like, obviously, yes and no. And at the end, I said, like, please share your favorite running creators, like who you think are a good influence. I don't think any of the people that were mentioned had 6-packs. They weren't the ones that constantly have this massive shoe rotation. They weren't the ones that are being watched because of even necessarily their times or the outfits they wear, which are different every single run. And it was all just people who have personality, who are sharing from a place of passion. And that's just unique enough.
Yeah.
Like, so don't do that thing because I'm sure, and the thing is, you absolutely will. You will probably grow and you will hit a wall and people will probably fall off because they're like, oh, I don't need to be watching another person that looks like this, talks like this, has the same vibe. Like, you might grow for a certain amount of time, but at the end, what I've learned is like saying no to things and not jumping on the trains or not jumping on every single bandwagon long term will pay off.
Yeah.
It really will.
No, I have to agree. And it's just, I know that people do, it creeps into that mind a little bit, you know. I was recently in Marbella and you can just hear it and see it. And that's just a place for it. So it works for the people that are there.
Yeah.
But I went to a restaurant/club in Marbella in my Birkenstocks, plastic, shorts and t-shirt. I've never had anxiety run through my blood so hard.
Yeah.
Standing on the dance floor, looking at all these wealthy people, like creeping on
That's
women.
how I feel like cycling around Richmond Park. Like, I did all my Ironman training at like 5:30 in the morning. So I was out of Richmond Park before the fucking
We should have ridden,
disc brakes started coming through at that, like, spaceships coming past you, you know, like, because I remember I'd finish on Saturday, do like a 100K cycle, would be leaving Richmond Park at like 9 and everyone's starting to like, you know, culminate with their gangs. I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much money in this parking lot right now.
Crazy.
For no particular reason whatsoever.
And the cycling's even worse because London's set up for it. So you can just get cycle to work scheme that's half the price of the bike.
Yeah.
And then everyone.
But not half the price of all that Rafa, Lecole,
Yeah.
all of the, you know, like.
So I'm with you. I've only got my dad's hand-me-downs.
Yeah,
my
fair.
friend is actually, shout out, giving me 3 cycling tops.
Okay. Yeah. We love a hand-me-down. I had one cycling jacket all the way through winter.
Yeah.
And secondhand bib shorts.
Yeah.
Only one pair.
Yeah.
The only thing I
We're the
splurged
same
on
like
was
that.
a tri-suit for the day because
Yes.
I was like, I've looked like shit for every training run. I cannot in my hometown be running around in something uncomfortable. You know, secondhand I could have probably found it. I did go on Vinted first.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything and I'm short and I was like, I'm not going to wear a long ass tri-suit that's going down to my knees.
You want to be comfortable. You would have got more rashes than you did.
Yeah. So,
but going into that, take us to that moment when you decided to do an Ironman.
Honestly, not even that deep.
No.
I'm a why-not person.
Right.
My dad did multiple Ironmans growing up. I watched my mom do multiple marathons. So I've always been in an active family.
Right.
I remember watching my dad though and being like, that's really cool, but like absolutely not. I hated swimming growing up. Did water polo, but never swimming.
Right.
I only swam so that I could do water polo. And the ocean, even though I grew up on that beach, I never went past the breakers because I was just too scared of the deep water.
Oh, so there was a little bit about being at home for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I did it there was because it was the one my dad had done,
Right.
where I grew up, did lifesaving on that beach, blah, blah, blah. So it was a special race course as well.
You're an athlete.
No.
I mean, everyone's an athlete that does sport technically in the definition.
I grew up sporty.
Yeah.
I've never had a period of my life that I wasn't running or doing something. And I'd already signed up for an ultra marathon. So I signed up for the Ironman last April, a year. But I had the ultra marathon in end of September last year. So I was training for the ultra and I was like, I'll be fit enough and then I'll just start the running, the bike and the swimming in October. So I trained for the ultra the whole year.
Did you train for the triathlon throughout winter?
I did January, February, March. Yeah.
And you were cycling in Richmond Park?
Yeah.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, I couldn't feel my feet. In my
Do you have an indoor trainer as well?
my partner, who's the type of guy that's like all the gear, no idea.
Yeah.
He bought a Zwift
Right.
trainer, and I
Yeah.
sat on his bike. I only got a bike in February.
Right.
A secondhand bike from Marcus's bike shops in Clapham.
I know Marcus.
Yeah, there we go. Shout out Marcus. I was adamant on getting a secondhand bike, and I wasn't going to spend.
Did you
lots
use
of money at all.
tri-bars?
No.
For the Ironman?
Mm.
Wow.
I actually had a girl come past me on like a spaceship of a bike, and she turned around. She was like, "Girl, where are your tri-bars?" And I was like. And then I saw her on the run, and she was like, "You legend," and I was like, "No, I'm feeling it now."
But it is like you legend because it's just an efficiency thing. It's like half the efficiency.
But part of the South African, but the Port Elizabeth bike course
Right.
is there's a beautiful straight which is just undulating,
Right.
and it was the perfect opportunity to just be straight on tri-bars and like give your back a break and like be in a different position, because
Yeah.
by the third lap my hands were like almost blistering from my plastic bars. I was so
But also you're
uncomfortable.
probably
I was
holding
just like,
so
I've been
tight. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I just want to be like chilling.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
straight hip
yeah.
and turn,
It's
straight
a
back,
different
and
chill
then
game on those tri-bars.
yeah. So
You also keep the heart rate down. As soon as I sat up, the heart rate would go up.
yeah, no, it was an interesting
So
bike
how long
course.
was it? How
My
long did it take
whole-
you? Yeah, yeah.
Took me 13 hours 43 minutes.
That's
I think
a really good time.
I was going for a sub 13.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "Don't put a time limit on it." I had 3.5 months training, and I said, with the swim, I think I can get 115. I got 118.
Yeah.
The
That's good.
swim was really rough one way.
Yeah.
And also second time swimming in the ocean, second time in a wetsuit. So
It's easier in a wetsuit
you
though.
know, not when you haven't swum in a wetsuit.
Did you feel like you floated a little bit though?
My legs were definitely floating, but
Yeah.
I've still got like the scar from my
Yeah.
chafed neck.
Yeah.
I went sleeveless because I put
that-
the
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
sleeves on, and I was like, I can't move at all. So my dad was like, "Go sleeveless." I was like,
Yeah.
"Cool." And I'm glad I did that. If you haven't swum in a wetsuit, that's bad advice, because everyone should swim in a wetsuit multiple times
No, I
before
think-
you do your
Yeah.
triathlon.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. I just
And you can
swam
go
in
to
my
the
pool.
Lido. That's a good training spot.
Yeah, you could. You
With the
should've.
wetsuit.
I
I'm saying
should've.
if you wanted to
Yeah.
wetsuit. Yeah.
I should have, but I actually just borrowed a wetsuit the week before, went for one swim, got really bad chafing, reopened my chafe on the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, did 118 on the swim. And then on the bike, I was like, I can get 7 hours with my little road bike if it's ideal conditions.
Yeah.
Super windy.
Yeah.
It's called the Windy
It's
City.
always windy.
And I think I got like 705,
That's
which I was
good.
really chuffed with.
It's really good. Without tri-bars as well.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And in my 30-pound cycling shoes.
Yeah. Vinted.
Yeah. And then the run, I was like, it would have been the first time I'd run a marathon as like a marathon distance. I've only done it 3 other times, but always over for like ultras.
Right.
So never done the 42.2 by itself. But then I got off the bike and my belly was so weird.
Mm.
And it was because I didn't practice with
The gels and stuff.
Precision Fuels isotonic.
Mm.
So I'd been training with electrolytes. My electrolytes were like,
You never had a carb drink.
yeah, I was drinking at the same rate, and basically the milligrams of like sodium was like ×3. And I got off and I was like, oh, I don't feel great at all. Tried a chunder 3 times on the run course. Spent like 5 minutes in the Portaloo just being like, I'm not leaving, so this is out of my belly. I just wouldn't. So I was like, my dad said to dilute Coke and water. So at the aid stations, I was just sipping that. But I ended up basically walking the marathon on no fuel besides some diluted Coke. And
That's tough.
I tried a mashed potato at one point, a boiled potato. Couldn't get that down. And then at the end, like 4 hours in, my vision started going blurry. So I was like, maybe I should try gel. And then I just grabbed like a Morton and like sipped a third of it, but it got me through the last lap. And I did that in like 5:10, I think, the marathon.
That's really good.
So
to do the whole
13
thing. Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some advice from me. I hate gels.
Yeah.
So I ate Whole Foods the whole ride.
Oh, I had Rice Krispie Squares.
Yeah, yeah.
I had 15 Rice Krispie
no, but
Squares on the bike.
that's sweet. So I had
Yeah.
I had baby potatoes.
I did hear about that.
but they're not the best. But like for us as like everyday
Yeah.
athletes, it's better to like take that normal, slow releasing starch.
I learned that from ultras. Like I was like, I
Yeah,
should.
you know your stuff. Yeah.
But I trained with the Rice Krispie Squares. By the end of the
I
bike, I
love
was like,
Rice
I
Krispie
never want to
Squares,
see a
bro.
Rice Krispie Square ever again in my whole life. And because they're so big as well,
Yeah.
I had like 5 in each pocket, 2 in my back, and then in my little bike bag, I had to squeeze all of them.
Yeah.
So they looked like little sausages that I'd squeeze so they would be smaller and fit in. But I was having those, and I ate enough.
Yeah.
And then the isotonic fucked my belly up. And it was annoying because I was like, I could run it. Like my legs were
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
There'll
that
always
is
be next time.
it's the name of the game. No. No, you see, I know I could do it faster, but
It'll
I don't
come.
actually care to do it
Yeah,
faster.
it's too soon. It's too soon.
I know the further you get away from it, because I
Yeah, then
thought
you forget.
I crossed the line for my ultra. Actually, not when I crossed the line. I crossed the line, then I had to walk like a kilometer to a fucking hotel. And I got in and I was like, I'm never doing that again ever in my whole life. And every day that passed since, I was like, that was such a fun time. I could absolutely do that again.
Well, that's the thing. I think if you get it right, like I really enjoyed mine. Like
Yeah.
I had a smile on my face the whole way.
For your Ironman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did it at my speed. I did
Yeah.
it perfectly with my nutrition. And so everything was perfect.
Yeah. I was running purely on vibes.
Yeah.
And my goal was actually to be like the most smiley person on the course.
Yeah.
And even when I was cycling, everyone's like, yes, lady, keep smiling. As I was running, yes, keep smiling. I was
Yeah.
like, yay, that's all I'm trying to do. But purely on vibes and the fact that like my family was there, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Hometown, running up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see that beachfront ever again because we also did 4 laps,
4 laps, 10K, it's really tough.
which is actually 8 times up and down because it's the same. It's not even
Yeah.
like a loop.
Yeah,
It
ours
was
was a
just-
loop.
It was just up and down, which also means I got to see my family
A lot,
and
which is
friends
nice.
twice per lap,
It's
which
almost
is
too
great.
much, though. You need like a break as well.
Also, like I knew some people on the course. You have your name, and my dad has like drilled manners into me. So he's like, you say thank you to everyone who shouts for you.
Yeah, you want
Dad,
like a
that's
break
every
from that.
meter.
Yeah.
So you get to a point, and half of the course was like basically dark and like really low vibes, and you sometimes wanted that when you were like in the pits of hell and you wanted to just sulk. And I still wanted to be sulking when I got to the really busy bit, and then people are just shouting for your name every half an hour, every half a meter, and you're like, thanks.
Yeah.
I just want to cry, leave me alone. But they're all like, come on. And then like you're like dragged along at one point. Like the spectators are at the South African one, like on the road.
Yeah.
They get into it. I was dragged multiple times by
That's so
a group
sick.
of lads to just be like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all this athleticism,
Mm.
is there an element of you trying to sort of influence your community to do like big stuff like ultras and Ironmans? Like,
Yeah.
why do you do it? Is it if the influencing wasn't there, would you still do it?
I think so. I've always been sporty. I signed up for the 110 Ultra when I didn't have a following, and I've hardly even
Do you
done.
do that in one go?
Hey?
Do you do the 110 one go?
Yeah.
Which one?
I did the 13 valleys, the 7 valleys of the 13 valleys, last September in the Lake District,
Wow.
Windermere.
I didn't see that.
Exactly. I didn't really talk about
That's
it. Like,
crazy.
I
Tell me
just,
about that. I'm in my ultra journey now. I
Yeah?
just did my first one the other day.
which one?
I did a double dare. It was 63 and 52 over 2
Okay.
days. Ultra
Okay.
X in Scotland.
I did 110 over 4,000 meters elevation, which was like 4 mountains in the Lake District. I think
Yeah.
it's the lake or the peak. I don't know. I think it's the lake, Windermere. And I signed up for that a year before because I just wanted to do something that scared me. Like,
Was it quite scary when you were out
it was
there?
absolutely fucking
Because I've got an
terrifying.
82K in 5 weeks with 6,000 climbing.
That's, scary. You're so high up. At one point, I was like, I should never be this high off the
Well,
ground.
I'm scared of heights.
I couldn't look. And at one point, it was so
Interesting.
vertical, you could actually like climb it on your hands and knees.
Interesting.
And there was wind and rain. And and it was the running in the dark for me that was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
But once I did it, I was like, you're so brave. And then you reinforce that and you're doing the thing you didn't think you were capable of. And then you can.
So do you try and spread that message as well through your content?
I wouldn't say so. Like I said, so I signed up and I didn't even have an Instagram or anything. I just wanted to do something that scared me. I'd been doing sports and stuff, but I never thought I would do an Ironman. I didn't want to ever do the open water swimming stuff. And like can't be asked to sit on a bike. I think
Yeah.
it's so boring. So I was like, I'll never do that. But I like to run, and I never have run for like pace or time and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I just like running far. So I was like, I could do that. And basically in the build up to my ultra, when I had to do 250K ultras in the build up to that.
Right.
And the whole thing with that was just that, like, I used to be scared of like white bread, and like calories and like orange
Yeah.
juice and
Yeah.
like making sure I was always like size 8 jeans and really stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was what was pure fear. And now I was like, oh my God, I'm scared of running 110 kilometers. Like, that's really fucking cool. There's
Yeah.
so much more cool things to be scared of when you release yourself from the grips of diet culture.
I see. So you're separating your fear of like almost unimportant things into
Yeah.
things that actually are scary.
Yeah. I just want the girls, especially, I grew up like with disordered eating habits and a disordered relationship to
Like
exercise.
body dysmorphia, like people fear what they look like, and they
Yeah.
go through days being scared of things that don't matter.
No, it don't matter at all. But it is still like the same body response as being chased by a bear. Like, it is so valid because
Fight or flight anxiety.
yeah, exactly. And spent basically high school and like early 20s going through diet culture and always wanting to be smaller, only exercising to be smaller and
What
to be
for?
more toned. Just because that's what I thought like women do. Like, I saw my mom eating like a bird, like eating really small amounts of food. We had growing up, everyone would do cardio. So I was doing HIIT at like 5 a.m. in the morning before going to uni because, God forbid, like I didn't have a flat stomach.
But isn't there a little bit of like being healthy is good? Like, where's that balance? Because I'm the same. My parents drive fitness and health and wealth.
Yeah. If you are running 10K every day because you think that is what your healthy looks like, even though it means you are so tired and then you don't feel properly and then your bones are sore, your body is sore, you don't have mental clarity, you can't show up in your relationships, all you think about is your body. Like, you're sat there talking to a loved one and all you can think about is like, what does my arm look like? Like, I can feel like these jeans on me. Like, what are they thinking? Because when you're so obsessed with yourself and the way you look, that's all you also care about and look for in others. When you do have that moment of actually not looking at yourself or thinking
Yeah.
about yourself, but it becomes so all-consuming, and that's not healthy at all. My dad's always drilled into me like everything in moderation, and I just think that is health. It's absolutely not a body type. It's not a weight on a scale. It's how you feel day to day. How can you be present in your life? If you can't be present because you are thinking about calories, because you are thinking about, can I fit in this run today or this workout session, or you're working out and you hate what you're doing, like, that's not what movement's supposed to do.
If it's like a chore to you and you just
If it's a
hate
chore
getting
to
up.
you, or like I was doing burpees and I would only manage to be able to do it for 15 minutes, but I thought you'd have to sweat
15 minutes of burpees.
of like high intensity
I don't think I could do
workouts,
2 minutes of burpees right now.
No, and I hated it. Like,
Yeah.
I absolutely hated
But yeah,
it.
why do an exercise that you don't enjoy?
Because
make
that's
any
what you
sense.
think you're going to get a thigh gap from, or whatever is the trending body type at the time.
Yeah.
Which is always moving as well. So that's why you've got to release yourself from trying to look a certain way, which can be, obviously, you can have Pilates arms, which is at the, in the last year been the thing, which is like thin, lean, toned arms. Before that was like a CrossFit body,
Interesting, yeah.
where women wanted to be strong, but now we're going back to skinny. But when I was growing up, it was always about like a thigh gap and a V line.
Is it ever going to end? There's always going to be the next thing.
Oh, it's never going to end. You've just got to pull yourself out.
So you've got to have a healthy relationship with why you're exercising.
Yeah.
And what your sort of purpose is.
Yeah. You've got to exercise because you love it. You've got to move in a way that works for you and your lifestyle. And yeah, that is
Well, how much
health.
are we damaging the younger generation with social media now? Because they just have so much more to see
Yeah.
of the beauty and the parade.
Oh, well, it's not even that, because like social media was damaging when we got on it. Like when I was a teenager, at the time you could only share a picture. There was the feed that ended. Like, do you remember when that was a thing? You'd get to the end of your Instagram feed and it was like, no more to show you.
Yeah.
And like that is so healthy because you're like, oh, all the people I've chosen to
Yes, I
follow,
actually remember that. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I've caught up.
Yeah.
Like I can release myself from
I
the
saw it the other
shackles.
day because I had an Instagram and I only had one follow. I only
Yeah.
followed one person and it said that.
Yeah. And back in the day when there was no For You page or like
Yeah,
there was an explore, but on your own feed, you couldn't just see like other people's stuff
yeah.
that you weren't following. But now you can see everyone and everything at any time. But then there's also, it used to be the thing of filters. And then it used to be the thing of like posing. Like you could pose and push your hips back, which means you'd look more like you had a thigh gap because your bum was back. And, you know, the way people distort themselves just from posing.
Yeah.
But now there's AI editing and now there's ring lights. And now there's also, oh, sorry, Mike. Now there's also tweakments and natural Botox. Tweakments is this whole thing of like literally in your lunch break, you could go down and get like needles put in your face and just have a tiny bit of like milliliters put into
Right.
here, there, everywhere to stop the wrinkles, to stop the lines, to tone somewhere, to soften somewhere else, to lighten somewhere else.
So are you no to Botox?
No, I'm not no to Botox. I personally want to resist the urge to have Botox on my own face for as long as possible.
Right.
And I don't ever critique women who get Botox. But as a society, it's become so normalized because everyone's getting it. And also a lot of influencers you follow probably don't even say that they have got it.
But you can see.
But not even. That's the problem with natural tweakments, is it's people can't tell you've got it. You used to be able to say like that person's got Botox in their face, and it was normally older women that were being criticized. God forbid they're trying to keep up with like these impossible standards that society puts on them. But now you can't even tell. And now it's happening younger and younger and younger. Like people at 21 are getting preventative Botox, which is just a whole different type of marketing to say if you put some money now, obviously if your face isn't wrinkling there, you're not going to get wrinkles there for longer, but you're still giving so much money to the beast, which is the beauty industry. So the beauty standards, whether that's body or face,
we can get into the beast.
all of that is never going to change. They are so smart. They are so clever. They will keep changing and moving the goalposts, which is why you can never have those goals based on that only. You know, like I used to do that and it wrecked my life. It wrecked my relationships. You're never going to be a great partner, a great daughter.
How did it do that?
Well, like I said, if you are
Did
only
it
focused,
overconsumed your mind?
yeah, it just consumes everything. Like you stop going to your favorite restaurant with your boyfriend because there's nothing on the menu that you can eat, that you can control.
Interesting. I got
the
that
calories. And that is what it is like for a lot of people. Like it is all consuming. It's all you think about. You become scared of calories, which is just so ridiculous. You become scared of like spontaneity because God forbid someone takes you somewhere. It's a birthday. You don't know what's on the menu. And then...
So I can relate to how the mind is processing that information in two ways. Because I once suffered from chronic anxiety. So I know what it's like to have a thought fly through your head every second of the day.
Yeah.
And it's similar to my obsession with this now.
Yeah.
You know, my partner said to me the other day that we've been dating for 3 years. There hasn't a day gone by where I haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Or looked at my phone for hours.
Yeah.
So I know what that's like. So how do we break those unhealthy obsessions?
I think a lot of it is really helpful when you see on social media people talking about the fact that you might perceive me to have the dream body that you're going after. And if I'm telling you, even exactly as I am right now, that you won't be free of the thoughts in your head that say like, you need to be smaller, you're not pretty enough, you're not lean enough, strong enough, like you're not sexy enough. And that's what most of us are trying to get away from. We think, and also beauty industry tells us that if you just drop that 5 kgs, if you just drop those jean sizes, if you just go and get those tweakments done, a bit of teeth whitening, a bit of lip filler, you'll be happy with yourself. And that's what we all want. We all want to fucking break from this internal monologue saying like, be more, you can do this, like you can be better like this. But if someone is sat there being honest and being like, it's actually never going to help, then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't chase all of these things and rather do like the internal work with like actually accepting
So
the way I look.
why are the wealthy people all doing it? Because so the way I hear you there, and my first initial thought is, well, then why these people with all the money in the world that don't need to look the way that they do, why are they doing it? Is it because the beast feeds them?
Also, I think it's a very interesting theory, but like beauty is also like a class performance. If you have lots of money, you therefore have access to all of these things. So it's also like saying, I do have lots of money
It's the
because I
classic saying, you're
can.
not ugly, you're just not wealthy.
Yeah, you're not ugly, you're just poor. And that's basically what it comes down to. But what's been more and more dangerous with these treatments is it becomes more and more mainstream and more affordable. And I say affordable. Women are spending so much money on their nails, on their hair, on their fake tan, on their, like, the amount of stuff in a girl's bathroom cabinet, you know, that shit's expensive. And we are constantly paying for these things because that's what we just think is like the price of being a woman in this day and age, is we have to buy all these things. We have to keep up with all these things. And now women are being like, oh, I don't have to spend £35 on getting my nails done every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can just have bare nails.
Yeah.
But there's an element of that as well, saying, but I've got the money. That's what I think the upper classes.
So are
would
you
do.
a fan of the Kardashians?
I don't really keep up with them at all. Not
I
to.
love the words you use.
Sorry.
No, but like,
excuse the pun.
let's
but,
just look at Kim. Like, you know what she looks like.
Mm,
What is like your first thought? So I immediately go, no way.
mm,
Like, but I know people that look up to them.
yeah.
And then they'll try and sell to me that they look up to them as businesswomen
Mm,
and all of that. But I know they're thinking the lip filler and I just,
yeah.
you know?
It's sad as well because they are affected by the thing they created and they are a part of as well. Like, they are up there with the people who really pushed is it like BBLs? I don't know, the surgeries, like the physical
Yeah.
surgeries, these really unrealistic beauty ideals that we will never be able to reach, like
Yeah.
the fake boobs, the fake ass.
But now
like,
they've set up businesses even selling the products.
Like
you know?
Kim, it's the same thing. It's like the people who are making your problems are the same ones selling you the solutions. So like people will tell you to laser, and then they'll, like Kim was then saying, oh, here's a thong with a bush on it, because now you've lasered all your pubic hair off. Here's a thong with pubic hair on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, they will take
Yeah.
all the money they can get.
Yeah.
But you've always got to think, and I tell this to women all the time, like before you do anything, just be like, why am I doing this? And who profits off of this? And it's probably like an old white rich man somewhere in the world, because I think of, like, I did a post on it a while ago, so I can't remember the exact stats, but it was something stupid like less than 10% or less than 10 of the top 100 beauty cosmetic companies
Right.
have women in like CEO or like
Right.
board positions. So there's a bunch of men sat around tables being like,
Looking at the numbers.
like, where can we profit? What problem should we make for them to then, you know, it used to be about not having freckles, and now they sell us freckle pens. And you used to have to microblade your eyebrows, which was getting permanent tattoos, and then they did bleach brows.
Yeah.
And it's like, you'll never be able to
Yeah.
stay with it because they're selling you the problem. And then they're like, here's the thing. We've also made the thing that will solve your problem that actually never existed in the first place.
Yeah.
But before you catch on to the last thing we sold you, we're going to sell you a new thing. And
So
that's
do you think they're just always ahead of the game?
Yeah, they are.
And they're
They
just
are.
always going to win?
I think more. I'm also reading at the moment a book called The Price of Pretty by Alex Light. And she's an amazing, like, body positive, body neutrality creator and journalist in London. And it is just so disheartening to see like Skinny Talk come back, which
Is that brand that's on top of your profile at the moment that only sells extra small and small?
Oh, that's Brandy Melville.
Right.
That's the brand that perpetuates Skinny Talk. Skinny Talk is this thing or trend on more so TikTok than Instagram, because shit spreads quicker on TikTok, and I think TikTok just has no interest in keeping young women safe at all and teenagers safe.
Yeah.
But there's trends going around where, you know, it'd be a really small girl in an outfit and they're like, don't forget, being skinny is what makes the outfit great, or like being skinny is the outfit. And it's like, ooh. And you're seeing people on the red carpet as well be really like, I don't want to say malnourished, because that, you know,
But haven't
lends
they
itself.
always been? And if you look at the like deep modeling agency, like going all the way back, they were always skinny.
They were always skinny. And then we had the body positive movement,
Yeah.
which came in, and then plus size people were on the catwalk, even though they were like, I think only ever maybe 2% of the fashion runways. And then slowly that declined, and now we've seen the rise in being skinny come back.
So
with
was it not a
Ozempic.
piece of not being skinny, but just being healthy?
Just embracing the way your fucking body looks as
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Because for the most part, if you look at like whenever there's been a beauty ideal, it's what it's what the minority of women will actually look like in their natural state without extreme restriction, without extreme over exercising. We're probably not going to we don't have flat stomachs because there's like organs there.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like fat protecting
And women,
uterus
yeah,
and
yeah.
all of these things. And women hold fat in different
And you'll
areas.
have babies and then that, you
All
know.
of that stuff. And
But
like, yeah.
The thing is that I'm just trying to touch on is I'm like focus on the health part of it, because like I get that body positivity and a woman looks the way she is, but then I think some people just try and say that being healthy is also important.
And this was like one of the main criticisms of body positivity, but it comes off so shallow because it's like, are those same people worried about the health of the Victoria's Secret models who are running the runway and eating a grape?
They should
as
be, but they
breakfast?
probably don't say so.
But that's because we live in a fat phobic society. Whereas like at the end of the day, like someone else's health is actually not your problem at all. And for the most part, I was talking to my partner about this other day. It's like, we say that, but imagine if we could somehow see exactly what the average size of a healthy woman's body looked like. It'd probably be much bigger than what we think, because we've never, in our years of being on this planet and of the years of like magazines and everything like that, actually been neutral towards finding out what does a normal woman's body look like. We've never done that investigation. We've never had the chance to, because there's always been someone being
Something,
like,
yeah.
it's size 8, it's size 6, it's size 4, it's a thigh gap, it's V-lines, it's Pilates arms, it's a curvy body, it's a tiny body, it's a tiny waist, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So we think that, but I think the average size in the UK is like a 16 for a woman. And that is like someone who is eating enough,
Yeah.
they are living a life, they are happy, they are moving their bodies, and yeah, they're healthy and they're happy and they're not consumed by it. But then what about the models who hate themselves,
Yeah.
who look in the mirror and like, I'll quickly say I was on a PR trip, my first PR trip actually, and I was with some fashion girlies, and on the bus someone was editing their photos to make their arms smaller.
Interesting.
Someone with already very small arms.
Why?
And that's because I don't know if she's built the following based on that's the way she looks online. But I mean, these are just such small tweaks as well. But imagine being like that, where you look at a photo of yourself and you think that, I'd actually look better if I just made my chin like slightly more like this, or my arm slightly
So
smaller.
we probably think that and then don't post it because we're just not in the industry. But if we
Yeah.
look at photos of ourselves,
Yeah.
we'll quickly go, oh, don't like that, don't like that, don't like
Yeah.
that. But in reality, no one gives a fuck.
No. But you're also then comparing yourself to people who are doing that
Yeah.
and you won't know it. But ultimately, it's that thing of her mental health must be absolutely shot for her to think that that's what she needs to do to make money, to be liked, to be successful. And that's so unhealthy. Versus someone who carries more fat on their body, maybe isn't interested in running a 5 kilometer ever. Like there's so many different markers for health. And we so often just land on physical appearance because we are fat phobic, because we've grown up in a society of diet culture down our throats saying thin is healthy, thin is the best.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, like being smaller only happens through really unhealthy practices.
Is the movement towards scrapping all the skin is healthy moving in the right direction or not at all?
Is it a good thing to say, like, let's stop focusing on being skinny?
Yeah. Like, is the trend normalizing? Are we breaking away from the models and the fat shaming and the physical
See, the thing
appearance?
is, body positivity is dead. Skinny is back. It's absolutely back. Body positivity movement died like 2 years ago when like brands stopped doing, because the whole thing was we want to see people in different body sizes. We're not asking to say this is the most beautiful body type. This is the most. They were just saying, can we just have a fucking break and be able to buy our clothes in a normal size? You know, I think there's obviously both points of the spectrum where it's like super extreme and asking for like brands to include for absolutely every body type ever. And maybe that is promoting obesity. But that's just not what people were asking for. And that's not what women were asking for. They just wanted to be like, it started actually with women marching to just be shown respect in like workplace, in everything. Like, don't discriminate against us because we're a bit bigger than you, or like size large,
Yeah. Yeah.
But to answer your question, like it came and went.
Because you're in the influencer market. So is there a shift in the thinking? Like, are people trying to do good in the influencer market? Like, are people trying to be authentic and break the spell of the beast? Or are we leaning into it more because it's the only way your Instagram page is going to
Well,
fly?
that's the thing. Because skinny is back, and being smaller is what a lot of young teenagers are seeing on TikTok, because it was idealized for a while before skinny talk had to be like literally cancelled on TikTok. And now if you type skinny talk, they're like, do you need help? Like, here's a helpline, or like, eating disorders awareness, blah, blah, blah. But before that happened, when TikTok finally was like, let's stop idealizing being extremely skinny. We're not even talking about like size 8. We're talking about, like the red carpet celebrities who are taking Ozempic to be
That's a whole nother discussion.
extremely skinny. And then the media is calling their arms toned. And then you can see like the shift in like we're actually normalizing being really underweight.
You've just opened my whole brain onto Ozempic, because I know people that take it that are skinny already.
Yeah. And I have friends who have been offered it by their doctors, who, especially in the influencer world, have other friends who are on it. And it's not what Ozempic was made for.
Yeah.
And it's not
It was made for diabetes. And
it's not for the people who, quote unquote, need Ozempic. I can't speak to that, but I know that some people with the food noise, which I can relate to, which is basically 24/7, you're thinking about what you're going to eat next, how many calories in it, blah, 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 blah. That's food noise.
do you think about that?
Not anymore.
How did you break that spell?
But that was when I was like, oh, you don't actually have to live like this, because then I can be in conversation with my people. I can be a better partner. I can be a better friend, because I'm not only thinking about food.
Yeah, so I think my problem's a little different. It's not that I'm thinking about food, is that I'm eating it all the time. I don't worry about the calories and stuff. I just can't stop myself from eating. And thank God I exercise a lot,
Yeah.
because I would be massive. And I'm not like, this isn't like a joke around. Like, I can't stop myself from having that thing,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
It's definitely something to look into.
Yeah.
I like, there's there's binge eating disorder where you
Yeah.
restrict, and then when you do eat, you
Yeah.
can't stop.
Yeah.
And having a healthy relationship with food, for what it means for me, is like, I eat a big breakfast that I know is going to keep me full until lunch. It's not even keeping me full. It means I have mental clarity. I can work. I'm not distracted. I don't have brain fog. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of, oh, can I have a snack now? What's that snack?
Yeah.
It's like you're eating food to just live your life.
But that breakfast probably full of good fibers and good energy. And
yeah, like I've found a breakfast that works for me if I've worked out in the morning. It's replenishing fats, a bit of carbs, bit
So
of
what
eggs,
is the
bit of
breakfast?
protein. It's 2 slices of sourdough, avocado, pickled onions, feta on one, 2 fried eggs on the other.
Oh, that sounds banging.
Like my ride or die breakfast. But that's for me. For other people, it could be like, I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't say, and I'm not
Overnight
going to
oats
speak
with
on
berries and whatever.
Yeah. And for some people, your blood sugar level will spike on other things. And for other people, it doesn't. And you've just got to find genuinely what keeps you full.
Yeah.
And what allows you to live your life without that food noise. So going back to the Ozempic thing, like the people who have will say that Ozempic or, GLP-1s, which is the type of medication that has saved their life, is because they don't have that food noise all the time now. And that is so freeing.
Yeah.
But that's not why a lot of people are taking it. And it is to achieve this level of being skinny you can only achieve through literally switching off a part of your brain that is saying, I'm hungry.
But also they're only cutting out that food noise for a short period.
Yeah.
As soon as that jab stops,
Yeah.
it's going to come back.
Which is the terrifying thing as well, because you know how many times you'd think, oh, just wait until people know the side effects of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh my God. Like under eating and stuff, your bones, your bone density, all of that stuff, you're fucked. And when you realize that, you're like, oh, is it really worth being skinny, this skinny, if by the time I'm 40, I'm uncomfortable. By the time I'm 60, I have arthritis, blah, 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 blah. Like all of these other things play into
Yeah.
your mind. And
But
you're
you
like,
can't see
maybe it's not worth it. But what's scary about GLP-1s is people know the side effects. They know their bone density
So
is
they're willing
declining,
to
and they're
risk it.
still, and that
Yeah.
just shows you how it is all or nothing. It's the most important thing for a woman to be small. Above all else, it's like what you really want to be. Instead of a good partner, someone who can run fast, someone who does scary things, someone who is brave, someone who, like is creative. Above all else, you just want to be thin. And at the end of the day, like that is so depressing to get to your grave and be like, if that's all you've always thought about and prioritized, that's all anyone will remember you for as well. And in the moment, you want to be like, I want people to know I'm thin. I want someone to be like, oh, have you seen Emma? Like she's so tiny. And I would love to have heard that when I was 17. But like at 70, I don't say anything about my body. I want to tell you, yeah, I did an Ironman. I climbed multiple mountains. I did this cool race here. I helped my friends raise their kids. Like I had multiple sausage dogs, Like there's so much more to life. But it's terrifying how even though we know that, women are still choosing to put that all away and rather just be thin. So I think anyone in the influencing space or anyone who has the opportunity, whether it's in fitness or in beauty or whatever, to tell young women that there is more to life than it, it's like your responsibility almost. Like you have such an incredible opportunity to tell people what they need to hear, to stop them in their tracks and be like, oh, maybe I don't need to be running all the time only to lose weight. Like look for that person. She's lost no weight, but she's done an incredible feat. She's so proud of herself. She's stopped her anxiety. She's felt more confident than ever before. She's put on weight and she's more confident. Like those are the stories that are really important and are what I think is good influence.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know how we managed to deliver that at the perfect time, because that is it. I have literally nothing else to say. That is the message. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I just yapped at you for that
No,
last bit there.
that was an incredible finish. I've like got the shivers. That was it. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I
thanks
wish
for
you all
having
the
me.
best. I love your stuff.
Great chat.
And hopefully we'll get you back on. I'd love to
Anytime.
keep chatting, because there was so much more we could have talked about. We could have gone on for hours, but that's it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cut.
Yeah.
You delivered.